Hey everybody, the Reswirl here, and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney. Alright, it is time to begin the final episode. Episode select, which is The Adventures of the Unspeakable Story, I think. Yeah, there it is. Oh, The Adventure, not The Adventures. Adventure of the Unspeakable Story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smouldering glare, and the whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Alright. Onwards. The beginning. Yeah. Can't believe it. The final case. As is tradition, it's going to be a doozy, and incredibly long. The game's coming to a close.
ホームズの鋭い声が濃い霧の壁の向こうから聞こえてきた。私は霧のまとわりつく拳銃の撃鉄を起こして息を潜めて待った。永遠とも思える静寂。そしてその瞬間は突然訪れた。霧の中から見たこともない巨大な獣が私の目の前に踊り出たのだ。それは確かに犬だった。しかし明らかに尋常ではなかった。目はこうこうと燃え上がり、猛牛ほどもある体躯に獰猛な青白い炎をまとっている。血を這うような息遣いとうなり声。私はあまりの恐怖に震え上がった。見たまえワトソン。ホームズは魔獣を見据えて言い放った。こいつこそバスカビル家に代々語り継がれる伝説の魔剣なのだ。
That thing is massive. So there, as you can see on the side, Ep 5, The Unspeakable Story. Oh damn, so time has passed. Oh yeah, we opened up our office in Holmes's house, mansion, whatever the bloody hell it is. It's already been 2 months since we made it to London. The very moment we arrived, we were thrust into a mysterious trial. We defended Susuke Natsume shortly after. We won those trials by the skin of our teeth. But I haven't stood in court at all since then. I can't say I'm surprised, after all. Not only am I an amateur, I'm an exchange student from a foreign land. Thus, things were pretty quiet in our office as the days passed. Until that one fateful morning. Of course. On that day, a single telegram ended our peace. Oh man. Hey! The Naruhodo Law Consultation Agency. Nice. That was not a knock. That was a bang. Oh damn. Ooh, it's quite cozy. That morning, I was awoken by the sound of a telegram messenger banging on our door. Since then, something has clearly been bothering Susato. Susato? Bloody hell. Oh, sorry. Shall we make our way to the Old Bailey now? Let's see. Who are we defending today? I'm confused. I don't think we have any trials today. Oh, that's right. We don't have a trial to attend today. I think Iris is making us breakfast this morning. Let's head downstairs to Mr. Holmes's room. Absolutely. The Iris breakfast is the most important meal of the day, after all. It really is. Once we've eaten, it's off to the Old Bailey for us. Let's see. Who are we defending today? What's wrong with her? Come on. Alright, it was weird. Telegram? So, what does it say? What was in the telegram you received this morning? What device am I playing this on? Android. More specifically, BlueStacks. An Android emulator. What? What telegram? I have no idea what you're talking about. I saw you reading it, Susato. Oh, that's true. You did, didn't you? It's nothing that you should worry over. It wasn't anything it wasn't anything important. She tripped over such an easy word 3 whole times. I'm sure that I will be able to discuss it with you before too long. Okay, I understand. Suzuki. I wonder if Suzuki has made it to Japan yet. I'm not sure. He departed from London as soon as he was acquitted. So I believe he may be arriving in Japan right at this moment. Just 2 weeks ago, I received a very, very long telegram in which he cursed his seasickness. At the very least, it seems his journey went mostly well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo? If Suzuki stayed here in London, would he still be alive? Are you talking about the Grim Reaper, Lord Baron Van Zieks? He could have suffered a far worse fate than simple seasickness. Grim Reaper. No defendant prosecuted by the Grim Reaper has ever survived for long. I can't help but remember that nightmarish resolution to my first trial here in London. Even after 2 months, I've heard the truth behind that fire remains hidden. But if Suzuki made it to Japan safe and sound, then he's fine. That must mean the Grim Reaper's influence doesn't extend out of London. Somehow that makes him sound even more frightening. Maybe the Grim Reaper himself swings the scythe of justice with his own hands. Now that I think about it, I wonder what the Grim Reaper has been doing since then. You don't think he's found a new sacrifice? No, it seems... since our last trial, the Grim Reaper has not once returned to court. Really? Since Suzuki's trial 2 months ago, it appears he has disappeared from court again. Wow. The Grim Reaper had finally made his grand return to the Crown Court. I've been the defense attorney for both trials he's participated in since his return. Ugh, why am I so unlucky? I can't help but wonder if that really is down to luck. Did you say something? Oh, no, it's nothing. Please, pay me no mind. Alright, I guess we're leaving. Downstairs. My office. Our office and living space. It's in Mr. Holmes's attic, which he rented out to us. We still don't get many visitors. Or any, really. Now that we have some proper furniture, it really does feel like a professional's office. Holmes's room. The famous detective and little Iris live here. Apparently they receive requests from clients all over the world. Let's go! Well, it hasn't changed. Good morning, you two! Ew, what is that sound? Good morning, Iris. Iris? Anything wrong, Ryu? What in the world is this creaking, groaning sound? Oh. I didn't think you'd notice so fast. Is that Holmes? Yep. Yeah, Holmesy is feeling a little down in the dumps this morning. You don't have to take it out on my ears. Oh dear. Hey there. Oh, he's not his usual chipper self. Good morning to you. Oh, nice! That's an oldie. But I guess you could call it a goldie. Maybe not. The quality's a bit shit. God, I really should have turned off the, colouring people's names on Restream. Hi, Teddy. How's it going? Because it's made your name dark blue, and I can barely read it. Morning, Mr. Holmes. Oh dear. This morning is just to die for, right, friends? Mr. Holmes, what's the matter? I'm actually quite excited that, Kingdoms of Amalur is actually getting Remastered, I think is the term. More people need to play that game because it's so good. Doesn't look the best, but it's enjoyable nonetheless. You look terrible, and your violin playing wasn't much better. Huh. My music has died along with my skill. And now my world has lost all its colour. Oh dear. Jesus. It's become such a monochrome world. Oh, is that what the term, or is that what the name of it actually is? Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. That's dumb. They could just do Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning Remastered. Then most people would just not even bother with the remastered part. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing too terrible. I haven't the faintest idea of what he's talking about. Now, Iris, how about that breakfast? I'll have some crumbly toast and muddy coffee, please. Oh, cat. Oh, it's adorable. Oh, hey. What is that name? It's Wagahai. And a good morning to you too, Wagahai. Hold on a second. How long has that little door been there? Wagahai. Time for breakfast, everyone. I'll help you, Iris. Huh. It really is the perfect morning. Gee. Oh, he became a right doom merchant. The perfect morning to die. Now that I think about it. Oh, his desk is empty. Oh, like, clean. Mr. Holmes's desk looks a little empty, as if there's something missing. Oh my god, what happened? Why do you want to die? Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, man. He's not normally so, depressed. I don't know what's happened. I guess we'll get to the bottom of it. You seem awfully ready to die this morning. Who hurt you? Long ago, I once played the violin. The flowers would burst to life, and the birds would tweet in unison. All this for a violin? But alas, my muse has abandoned me. Whatever do you mean? No matter how I toil, how I tune, how I beg, her old timbre continues to elude me. That unfalteringly clear, free, and high tone, the solo that makes one sob and weep. Now that I think about it, you've really been slacking off with your violin practice recently. Hey, don't worry. I'm sure it's just a bad day. Listen, Master Naruhodo. The muses are fickle beings. One day they inspire you to genius. The next, they ruin you without remorse. Oh. Why did this have to happen? If I've been robbed of my ability to play violin, then what else is left for me? Oh, is that why he's depressed? Because he can't play the violin? Weren't his deductions his main gimmick? Yeah. Missing machine. By the way, Mr. Holmes, about your desk. It's looking a little barren. Looks somewhat tidier than it did before. Indeed. Wonderful work, dear Susato. Truly amazing deductive prowess. Oh, please. My abilities are far inferior to your own, Mr. Holmes. I'd honestly be a bit concerned if you didn't notice that. If you're looking for the all-purpose analysis lens, it's at Hatch's shop right now. Hatch's shop? I love how she does the same... She's got the same animations as Holmes. It's great. Yep, it's the pawn shop that we always go to. Huh? What? Pawn shop? You've sold that ridiculously huge machine to a pawn shop? That's right. That blasted thing fetched a pretty high price, too. But wasn't that a really important device? If you were in a tight spot, all you had to do was ask for help. My pocket money may not be much help, but I would have given you as much as I could. No, no, do not fret. I've no intention of getting rid of it. But you sold it to a pawn shop. This is quite the serious matter we have on our hands. Nah, it's actually a perfectly normal thing to do here in London. Really? I have to say, it doesn't sound that normal to me. You got it repaired? It seems that neither of you know the right way to use a pawn shop. Hmm? Does that mean there's a wrong way? How pawn shops work? Ah yes, educational. What exactly did you mean by the right way to use a pawn shop? For those of us living in central London, a pawn shop is almost like a bank of sorts. A bank? What's a bank? On Mondays, traders exchange their valuables for money at the local pawnbrokers. They use their money as capital, and for the rest of the week, they sell as much as they can. On Saturday, they use the money they earn to get their stuff back. Oh. Really? Wow. What an interesting business plan. Everyone does it, especially those living in the city centre. And if you have extra money, you can even buy expensive clothes. Not to wear, of course. You'd pledge them at the pawn shop to try and make a larger profit. I see. Interesting. When we start to run out of space, we take a trip to Hatch's pawnbrokers. Pawn shops are like ironclad safes, after all. The pawn shops in Japan are nothing like this. Talk about a cultural difference. Oh, but Holmesy. Sometimes you deposit things that really make no sense going there. It honestly gets to be a bit of a hassle. Hey Holmesy, are you listening? That would be a no. When all is said and done, this is a monochrome world we live in. My friends. Oh boy, who hurt you, Holmes? What is wrong with you? He's so sad. Oh, that's Iris. I can investigate everything. I wanted to investigate the class. Look at his desk. Mr. Holmes, was Mr. Holmes's desk always this tidy? I seem to remember some kind of extravagant machine being there before. You never know what to expect with Mr. Holmes. I wouldn't be surprised if, next time we return, he's moved out and gone somewhere else. As much as it terrifies me to admit it, I can absolutely imagine that happening. Oh my, what else is there? I don't really see much. Not really. Oh wait, I can talk to Iris too. She'll be a lot happier. Wagahai. I see Suzuki's cat is doing well. Oh! I thought I'd seen it before. Yep, Wagahai feels totally at home now. Yeah, I'm sure the cat has forgotten all about its former owner. Both cats and the good goddesses of the arts are a cold-hearted bunch. Ah. But if they weren't going to go back to Japan together, why did he get a cat in the first place? It's a real shame. Steamships have very strict regulations when it comes to bringing pets on board. Precisely. If you don't abide by the rules, you can get... Oh my god, you can end up in a lot of trouble. Well, Wagahai's cute, so I don't mind the trouble. Aww. Oh, I just remembered. I wanted to ask about that door over there. How long has it had that tiny door built into it? Oh, you noticed it? Good eye, Ryu. What on earth? Here, take a look at this. This is my new invention. What is it? Of course. What else could it be? I call it the cat flap maker. So it's a door, but for a cat. The very same. Yep, you can make an entrance to a room just for a kitty in a jiffy. It boasts enough power to carve out a cat flap in an instant, no matter how tough the door. That's terrifying. I feel like just making a cat flap from scratch would have been faster than making that thing. What? But if we have this, Wagahai can get in and out of anywhere, you know? Really? That's amazing. Let's make a cat flap for our room later. Jeez, they keep on making weird inventions one after another. Is that all she says? Oh, she's moved. What happened? Was that... Wagahai? Oh god. Was it playing the violin? What was that? No! Oh god. Wagahai's all stuck in the violin. Wagahai, that's not a toy. What? This is slightly ridiculous. Oh no. Poor Mr. Holmes loved that violin so much. It's fine. I don't care anymore. Friends. Mr. Holmes? I'm sure that... this little kitty can play the violin far better than I ever could. Mr. Holmes is really upset, isn't he? I'll just put this violin back where it belongs. Mr. Holmes' violin. I'll take a quick look at it. Is it not broken? Ah, there it is. Ah, it wasn't there before. It doesn't look busted, so it's a positive. So, this is the violin you were talking about? Oh, it is broken. Is it Stradivarius? A work of art created by the most skilled hands of a most skilled craftsman. I see. It doesn't look so great to me. I found it sitting in the shop front of a pawn shop at the edge of town, covered in dust. Thanks to the seller's ignorance of its true value, I got away with it for only 55 shillings. Looks like his morals are about as flimsy as his deductions. I've come so far with my beloved partner, serenading the world with our music, but now... Is there any merit in living in an ashen, musicless world? I declare, there is none. None whatsoever. You gonna tell him that it's broke? I wonder if it was always like that, that's why it can't play music. Maybe. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes? Yes, I was just in the middle of considering whether I should die or not. It's about that violin. I think it looks... different now. Quite obviously different, at that. Oh? What do you mean, Sasito? Hey, you're right. Now that I look at it... Oh! It's not his. I guess. Hmm. Now that I look at it, the colour of the wood is way different. On top of that, I'm pretty sure there wasn't a hole there before. Hold on, never mind all of that. Isn't it a completely different size now? What? How would he not notice this? Mr. Holmes, I hate to be the one to break this to you, but this isn't a violin. What? It seems to me that this is... Oh! A viola. It's a completely different instrument. Again, how did he not notice this? What? Mess with a deduction, my arse. I didn't even see what she said. What did she say? Mr. Holmes, are you okay? You're absolutely right, now that I look at it. My beloved partner isn't even a Stradivarius. You damn piece of junk. Who the devil are you? I thought you two serenaded the world with your music together. What is this episode so far? We've not even... We're trying to figure out what happened to his violin. I see. I get it now. What, Iris? This is all just a simple mix-up. Maybe I should ask her about it in more detail. And that I shall. A simple mix-up, eh? Mix-up? What did you mean? Iris, what do you mean that it was a mix-up? To tell you the truth, this violin... Wait, was it a viola? Viola? I don't know how you say it. Well, whatever it is. It was at Hatch's shop until last week. What? At the pawn shop? Really? Even though it's his partner? Well, you know how it is. It's like one of your Eastern proverbs. If you love your child, send them out into the world, or something like that, right? Why yes, we certainly do say that. So you sent it out into the world at pawn shop, and when it returned, it was different. It really had come back a changed person. I exchanged this with the all-purpose analysis lens last week. That dastardly Hatch must have mixed them up and gave me this junk instead. If he thought he could trick my ears with such a horrific sound, then he is sorely mistaken. Well, he's chippered up. Yeah, it's a lot happier now. Even if your ears weren't tricked, it seems the rest of you was. You are correct. That is why, as I have always been saying... pawnbrokers are not to be trusted, my friends. Didn't you just finish saying that a pawn shop was like a well-protected safe? Ah, dear. Come now, Master Naruhodo. Do you plan to just sit around all day? Huh? Look at you. Absent-mindedly chewing on your toast and sipping at your coffee. Have you no shame? Are you going to Hatch's shop, Mr. Holmes? That's the plan, Mr. Sato. Let's not tarry. Wait, really? I haven't even had my bacon or my omelette yet. Oh, poor guy. You gotta let a guy eat his bacon. What? You can't be serious. Look at you, planning to absent-mindedly savour your bacon and indulge in your omelette. Alright, whatever. Let's just go. Don't worry, I'll warm it up for you later so it's nice and toasty. Oh, thank you, Iris. A British pawnbroker, huh? That does sound pretty interesting. Alright, time to move, I guess. On the plus side, I'm glad that Sherlock has, got a lot happier. Oh, wow. The office of the world's most famous detective. Oh, never mind. I thought it was talking about Naruhodo. I'm an idiot. Baker Street. Hatch's Pawnbrokers. What's this say? A bustling London street home to Mr. Holmes' office and Hatch's Pawnbrokers. There's a large park nearby as well. I've never seen such traffic, but it's no surprise that London is so busy. Pawn shop on Baker Street. Even Mr. Holmes loves to make pledges here. A real London pawn shop. I'm certainly interested. Me too. So will we solve the mystery of the missing violin? You what? Somebody else has taken it. Boo-doo-doo. Boom boom. Boo-doo-doo. So this is a British pawn shop, huh? It doesn't look too fancy. Okay, never mind. She seems pretty excited. Wow, look, Naruhodo. This place is positively bursting with things I've never seen before. Her eyes are sparkling like a kid in a candy shop. So, you like this kind of thing? Of course. When I find things that I don't understand, I start to tingle with excitement. Hey, he's in all his gear. Lady and gentlemen, I hope you haven't forgotten why we are here. Mr. Holmes? Wait. It looks like he's about ready to punch Susato. He actually does, technically. We didn't come here to play around. His eyes are all bloodshot. I guess he's really serious about this. Yeah, it's his lifelong partner. Who the hell are you? Oh, Mr. Holmes. Welcome. You must be Hatch. Look at him, just shamelessly welcoming us like that. Well, that makes sense. We are customers after all. Alright friends, it's time we teach this evil uncle a lesson. Come now, the game is afoot. Oh god. Why does he... Oh god, when he blinks he's all like low framey. Oh, it just looks weird. Alright, whatever. The violin. I'm certain you remember that I withdrew this the other day, right? Why, yes. This piece of junk is not my partner. The colour is different, there's a hole in it, and even the size is completely wrong. Wait, are they actually? Oh, was that a joke? Sorry, I'm dumb. You really summed up our observations well, Mr. Holmes. For some reason I thought it was called Hutch. I'm so sorry, I can't believe this. I've done a terrible thing, unbefitting of a pawnbroker. There's only one thing left for old Hatch now. Alright, I didn't know if that was a joke, sorry. I have Phantasy Star Universe. I actually have it on 2 consoles, I think. I've got it on the 360. It was one of the first games on 360. Also probably one of the easiest games to get every achievement for because there's only like 10. But I also have it on the PS2 as well. Both the base game and the expansion. I can't believe we ran over and got a gun. I can only offer my life as an apology for my transgression. Oh, no, I mean... I'm not saying you have to take it that far, Hatch. Just let me say one last thing. It's been an honour serving you. What is it? Mr. Holmes... Oh. Mr. Holmes, you were the one who took the viola without checking first, weren't you? Huh? When I went to retrieve your violin from the storeroom, you exclaimed, "It's right here!" I did? I tried to stop you, but you simply waved at me and walked off with that viola. But it's my fault for letting you walk away with it. I will fight the urge to complain and blow my brains out in one glorious shot. Holy shit! No, stop. I was the one at fault here. This guy's very calm for what he just said. I'll blow my brains out in one glorious shot. Oh my god. What a character. Phew. It appears the game is no longer afoot, wouldn't you say? I am so incredibly sorry. I'm sure something must have been wrong with me that day. Well, if there wasn't anything wrong, it just wouldn't be like you, Mr. Holmes. Oh, I see. How did that make you laugh? My word, you really are quite the troublesome customer. You always bring in the most ridiculous pledges. Ridiculous pledges? Yes, really. For example... You brought in an unpublished manuscript of a Sherlock Holmes novel. What? What did you say? Mr. Holmes' unpublished manuscript. I didn't realise that you actually had to link it online to get the achievements. I thought it was just story progress. Unless there was like 1 or 2 achievements that required you to link it. Oh no, I haven't played that game in a real long time. Oops, I'm so sorry. Please wait, before you die. Oh my god, tell me more about that manuscript. Can someone just get the gun off him? Maybe it's not loaded. Let's just hope the gun isn't loaded. Okay. I think there's 12 achievements. And I'm pretty sure 10 of them are story progress. And then 2 must be the ones you need to link online. Not sure. I just know that the achievements are fairly easy to get. It's just play the game and you'll unlock them. That was before achievements really were super varied. They didn't really know what to do with them, I think. So, what exactly do you mean? Suzuto has the face of a madwoman right now. There is an unpublished manuscript in a shop like this? Well, you see, one day Mr. Holmes came in holding an old iron box. At least I think I have Phantasy Star. I'm gonna check. Uncle, I want you to keep a hold of this for a while. I would pay 1 shilling for a box like this. But since it's you, there is something of extreme importance lying inside. The new chapter in the story of myself, the Sherlock Holmes. What? You're leaving something so valuable with me? Indeed. You are a very trustworthy man, Hatch. And that's what happened. That means that Mr. Holmes's mysterious new work is hiding within my storeroom. Mr. Holmes, is this true? Bum. It doesn't look like he's willing to talk. I've paid you the money, haven't I? You'd better look after it. Yes, of course. I'll protect it with my life. I wonder what that's all about. Pawnbrokers. Alright, where's Xbox? There it is. May I ask a question? Oh boy. Ooh, are you from the Far East? That I am. For that black clothing, I would pay maybe 6 pence. Excuse me for saying, but it's pure black. There is nothing exciting about it. Huh? Oh, but for this fine lady's clothing, I would pay a whole 5 guineas. Those beautiful colours, that exotic design. This is quintessential Oriental art. My, you would pay 5 whole guineas? She's super chuffed. Why do I feel so inferior? I actually wanted to ask about this shop. I heard that pawnbrokers are like banks to the people who live here. Yes, there are certainly many customers who utilize us in that way. I do have Phantasy Star Universe. God, it took me forever to find it. The pawnbroker appraises the pledge, and then he holds it in his storeroom for 2 months. If the customer then pays the initial cost with interest, their pledge will be returned. In that case, if you didn't have the money to buy it back, in that case your pledge would be forfeited, and it would be placed on the shelves there. So the items that you stole will not be sold within that 2-month time frame, right? Exactly. That is why a pawnbroker is saddled with so much responsibility. If my customers' precious items were stolen, I would give up my life in penance. Jesus. Because I'm pretty sure that Phantasy Star Universe on the 360 was both the base and the expansion, whereas the version on the PS2, they were separate. It was like an expansion disc. Perish the thought, Uncle! Yes, I'm pretty sure. Humans shouldn't speak so casually of death. Excuse. Says the one who wouldn't shut up about it this morning. My thoughts exactly. Besides, didn't I lend you a hand precisely so that wouldn't happen? You did? I did indeed. I made a little device for the shop. Call it the automatic crime recording device. Right, Uncle? I've got... Yeah, it is. No, I've got, most consoles. I don't physically have a PS1 anymore, but I use my PS3 to play PS1 games. I don't have a PS4, but eh. But no, on the PS2 it was Phantasy Star Universe, and then you had Phantasy Star Universe Ambition of the Illuminus. Whatever the hell that means. I was just looking at my collection now. Spreadsheet. What was with that really deep sigh? Automatic crime recording device. I was going to try and call it something. The Acrid. So what exactly is this device? Well, how about you take a look? There are two of them attached to the ceiling. Oh, it's CCTV. It looks like a camera with a clock strapped to it. Exactly. Inside each of these cameras are 100 strips of celluloid film. I never see where it is. I'm looking around the area, I don't see any cameras. The cameras then automatically take pictures of the shop at 30-minute intervals. For example, this one here. This is what they're like. Hey J-Man, how's it going? Ooh! 4 AM. This is a photo taken by the counter, which records both the uncle and the customer. I developed a very special kind of film, you see. It can take clear pictures even in the dark. Wow, this is incredible. Both the shop counter and the inner door are clearly shown. This means that even if robbers force their way in, the photos will show them clearly. But the pictures are taken in 30-minute intervals, correct? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yes, precisely. What happens if a crime occurs within that interval? Well, you see, there's nothing else to call it but bad luck. You know, these cameras have really been a worry for me recently. What are you saying? I think they're very convenient. I'm talking about the cost of the film. Luckily, I only have 2 of these set within the shop. But I'm using close to 100 strips of film every day, and a lot of the photos are useless. In time, the cost of the film will make my shop go under. Oh, but what's a few hundred strips if it means protecting our precious valuables? The area in which we buy security with money is only just beginning, my friends. Oh, give me a break. Poor Hatch. Okay, Mr. Holmes. Here's your violin. Ooh, much obliged, Uncle. Now, I'd appreciate it if you stopped bringing strange things to my shop. If anything happens to them, I will do this. That seems dangerous. Have you considered not doing that? No, it is perfectly safe. The gun's not even loaded. What? To ensure that no one else but me is hurt... Oh my god. I have loaded this gun with only a single bullet. That's really not what I meant. Well, Hatch, I'll be taking my leave. I look forward to doing business with you again. Yes, and I with you. Oh boy. Alright, shall we, Naruhodo? Let's take this opportunity to have a look around. Hell yeah! Well, that's Hatch. So I can look at his desk. Ooh! That's a big old book. There's a big account book open on the counter. The only thing Hatch is good at keeping... is keeping track of the pledges he's going to sell off. Isn't that kind of part of the job? Apart from that, there's something else that has caught my eye here. Oh, the gun. This gun. And don't even think about pilfering any of this shop's pledges. What? The moment you do, Hanch is ready to snap up that revolver with lightning speed. You don't mean... He'll use it to blow his own brains out. He's big on taking responsibility for his mistakes. Oh. Well, anyway, we wouldn't dream of stealing anything in the first place. True. What else have we got? What is this? What's this big adorable box? It's a music box. You have them in your country too, don't you? What? I've never seen a music box this huge before. Shall we have a listen? What a beautiful sound. It's like a lullaby. It's like the notes are being played by a multitude of angels. Well, I've certainly never heard sounds like this before. You can usually find big music boxes like this in restaurants and pubs. Inside the cabinet there's a disc which has a piece of music recorded on it. You can listen to any music your heart desires, all with the switch of a disc. It's so wonderful. I couldn't have dreamed of something so amazing. Well, since the phonograph has become easier to use, music boxes aren't so much in vogue. Oh, technology really moves at a breakneck pace. Oh, you don't know the half of it. Shoot. What else can I look at? Aha, his curtain. Why's he got a curtain over the door? There's a small door hidden behind this curtain. Beyond that door is the storeroom. It's where they keep the pledges. I see. I don't recommend sneaking in at night to try and loot the place. It's probably full of junk. I wouldn't do that even if you did recommend it. There's only one key to that door, and it never leaves Hanch's pocket. But when he goes to bed, he puts it in the jar by his bedside. How do you know this? Oh. Mr. Holmes, how on earth do you know about that? All part and parcel of being a world-famous detective, I'm afraid. I know a lot of things that I don't want to. I just sort of pick them up, see? Ooh. Mr. Holmes' detective ability is amazing. I think the more logical, unnerving conclusion is that he knows because he's seen it firsthand. Ugh. Why would you want to? We've got all the other stuff. There are so many different things lined up on these shelves. We've got... Hey, the Thinker! I'm pretty sure that's the Thinker. It's like on the right-hand side of the screen. Pretty sure it's the Thinker. First thing I noticed. Don't know what the one next to it is. But that is definitely the Thinker. Got a nice hat, a lamp, bottles, a kettle, candles, of course. So many things. Kitchenware, shoes, clocks. It's like there's a little bit of everything. That shelf is for selling surrendered pawn. Surrendered pawn? When you take out a loan, your pledged items go into the storeroom for safekeeping. If you fail to repay the pawnbroker before the deadline, he'll be more than glad to sell your items to even the lowest bidder. Now that you mention it, all of these things have little price tags attached to them. If you can at least pay off the interest, you'll extend the deadline. It's completely fail-safe. Why not go and deposit those pitch-black clothes of yours, because then I won't have anything to wear. I'll have you know that this uniform is the heart and soul of the Imperial Yume University. Not entirely sure if there's anything else I can look at. Is this? What's this huge machine over here? It looks like it has two lenses you can look through. Ah, that's a stereoscope. A stereoscope? It's exactly what it says on the tin. Have a look. Alright, let's see here. Oh, hold on a moment. There's something I should tell you. Master Naruhodo? If you want to look at this stereoscopically... Oh, then you'll have to cross your eyes. If you have any trouble working it out, though, don't feel too bad. Okay, let's give this a go. Wow. Oh my god. Naruhodo, have a look at this, quickly. Alright. Cross my eyes, right? I'll try focusing on the tip of my nose. Best way of crossing your eyes. Whoa! Wait a minute. Okay, I don't think it is. I'm gonna say she looks familiar. Has she been in any of the cases? Was she on the jury? I think she was. Maybe. I don't remember. She looks like the maid. At least I think it was the maid. You watch, she'll look nothing like her. I don't believe it. It's just a photograph. But it feels like we've... it feels like we're really right there. There you have it, a stereoscope. It's all the rage in London right now. They even have these stereoscope booths lined up in the park where you can view photographs. But how does it work? What kind of sorcery is this? Well, you see... Well, it's a bit of a hassle to explain it, so I'll tell you some other time. Ah. Alright. What else have we got? Oh, what's this? Oh, is that the camera? No, it can't be. I have no idea. Whatever. Oh, it definitely isn't. I wonder what this is used for. I can't even begin to imagine. Oh? There's a little latch right here. How about we touch it? Just a little. Whoa! What? Whoa, wow. So it's some kind of machine. It doesn't look like it'll close again. What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. It has two lenses to look through. I feel like I've seen something like this elsewhere. Okay. What else can I look at? Cactus! Ah, I can't examine the cactus. April 18th, I think? Is what that says. 15th. Close enough. This is a pretty gaudy calendar for a place like this. 15th of April. That's today. No, I'm afraid that isn't for sale. That's an Oriental tear-off calendar, you see. At 12 o'clock every night, I tear off a page. I must say, you do seem like the type to enjoy tearing things up, my dear uncle. I can't even make sense of what he's saying anymore. Well, I have to keep track of what pledges are about to become surrendered pawn. It just wouldn't do to be lax about dates. What kind of pawn shop would this be, then? I suppose I would expect nothing less of a professional. Wait, what? What do you mean this is only worth twopence? Are you having a barney? This isn't even worth a single penny to begin with, never mind two. The hell? Seems like there's an argument going on over by the counter. That can't be right. Have another look. I've already told you that even with oh my god, without examining it, can't even read. It's Gina, I think. Wait, that girl. I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Oh, she's from the trial 2 months ago. Yep, there she is. I'm told that her name is Gina Lestrade. She hides in places where people gather, then pounces out and steals their wallets. She is what you would call a pickpocket. Oh, she also has a grenade. Well, look who it is. You two again. Oh, not again. Pleased to make your acquaintance after all this time, Gina Lestrade. Huh? You remember who I am? It would be hard to forget who you are. We nearly suffocated in that smoke bomb. So, why are you here? Wow. Are you here to pop that black outfit? Because you couldn't live off of your rubbish defense? Maybe the school uniform stands out more than I thought. Well, hello there. If memory serves, you were... the girl who stole our smoke launcher prototype. Oh, Holmes. What's this? I didn't expect you to have something to pledge. Let me have a look. Shall I negotiate the price with the good uncle for you? Keep your nose where it belongs, mate. I can't stand cheeky detectives like you. Bugger off or I'll sue. Alright, alright. This nuisance shall disappear from your presence. Literally. Can't believe he really walked away. Good lord. In any case, I'm afraid there's no room for haggling. What is he holding? A metallic disc. Bloody hell, you two leave me alone and all. Now, just pretend we're not here. Sasatoru is being surprisingly stubborn here. She said to leave her alone, so let's talk to her. Why not? Why are you here? So Gina, do you make pledges to this pawnbroker too? Yeah, of course. I am a Londoner after all. Something wrong with that? No, not really. I just thought that maybe... Oh, I know exactly what you're thinking. She probably went and nicked that off some bloke, didn't she? Or something else just as awful. Well, maybe something like that. I see you aren't denying it, Naruhodo. Then let me ask a little more directly. Are you sure you're not pledging things that you've stole from other people? Well... how should I say this? I've been known to do that. I see you aren't denying it either, Gina. But this is different. This is mine. It belongs to me. Is she talking about that disc that Hatch is holding? I should talk to him one more time. Alright. There are still so many interesting things I want to take a look at. This isn't the time to be idling about the shop and looking around. I better talk to these two and see what all this fuss is about. Oh, I want to talk to Hatch. Oh, because oh, I did the desk. Bullshit. There we go. The disc. So what is that metallic disc exactly? I see some small protrusions along the surface. Ah yes, this is a disc that plays music when placed inside a music box. A music box? You've never used a music box? Does every black-clothes Japanese save dash things? I know what a music box is, but I've never seen this kind of disc before. Musical information is embedded into these metallic discs. If you place one of these into a music box, it will play a beautiful tune. So, just what kind of music is stored on this disc exactly? Well, I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea. There are an endless number of music boxes, English ones, French ones, Swiss ones. I don't know which type would allow this disc to play correctly. I see. Interesting. On top of that, even if this becomes unredeemed, there are no customers who would want to buy this. Honestly, this isn't even worth a single penny. No way, I mean, he... Huh? He? Anyway, it's gotta be worth something. In fact, it's gotta be worth a ton. If you want money for this, you'd better take it to a less experienced pawnbroker. Okay, Gina. You see, this isn't the first time this girl has come to my shop. Oh, really? She's brought in many a suspicious item. What do you mean suspicious? I'm a pure, upright, beautiful customer, you know? And today's pledge is this disc. Well, the story isn't quite that simple. What do you mean? What this child brought today was a pledge ticket. A pledge ticket? So she came to withdraw something she had previously pledged. Yeah. I'm at that age where I have all sorts of bits and bobs to pop after all. Gee, I wonder why that sounds suspicious. The time limit for its redemption was going to run out tonight. She brought the ticket and the money for the initial cost and the interest, so... I have no reason not to give it to her, regardless of what I may think. You said she had withdrawn something, but... Gina isn't carrying anything. Oh, that's because she's currently wearing it. Huh? The hat. Oh. The pledge that she withdrew was that coat. Oh. Huh. Oh yeah, it is new. I think, maybe. What? Looks the dog's dinner, don't it? And it fits perfectly because it's mine. Then what's with the disc? Oh. This is her new pledge. New pledge. Another pledge? Why? Well, basically, this child brought both money and a pledge ticket here today. It was to withdraw that nice-looking black coat, right? Yes, yes. And then when she put the coat on, did she find the disc? She carefully dug through the coat pockets. The pockets? And that's when she found the disc. What? I am a lady, you know. Stop staring at me like a creep. Sheesh. Oh, does that mean she found it in her pocket? Indeed, she found this. And so she tried to pledge it right away. And at a high price. This is becoming even more suspicious. How rude. I'm just trying to pop it like anyone else would. By the way, who pledged that coat in the first place? Well, I did, obviously. But that coat seems a little too big for you. It's me. It's me dad's. It's me old man's coat. More suspicious. Oh my god. Is that so? I doubt I have to explain it to anyone else here, but she's clearly lying. Excuse me. Now who's this? Whoa, are you? Who is this? He seems like a very stereotypical English gentleman. How are you all on this fine day? Hey, this is the same music as when we first spoke with Cosney. What do you want? I have business with the owner. I'm asking you to leave this place immediately. If you want to scream and shout like a commoner, better you do it outside. Are you off your trolley? I'm not finished with my business yet. Look at you, Mr. Gentleman, trying to jump the queue. My, don't strain yourself as you try to keep up your innocent facade. You rotten pickpocket. What? Who are you? How do you know me? How do I know you? You mean to tell me that you do not have the decency to remember the faces of your prey? Uh-oh. I stole from you? Shopkeeper? Yes? This wretched pickpocket just redeemed a pledge from you, correct? Was it his coat? Well, yes. That belongs to me. I demand its immediate return. What? You're lying. I don't know what you're yapping about. Now return that coat to me. Oh, and... the disc. What the hell? I ask that you return that music box disc. As well, of course. No. Abso-bloody-lutely not. After all, it's me dad's, so technically it's also mine. Oh my god. Naruhodo. This seems to have become a rather dire situation. You're right. We should probably ask for more information. Oh boy. His accusation. Gina, is this man telling the truth? He's lying, obviously. I'll eat me at. I ain't never seen that man in me life. Tell me. Was that pledge ticket that you gave me stolen? I just told you that I didn't nick it, I swear. Yeah, it happened quite recently while I was walking down the street. All of a sudden, this girl shoved me aside. Then I came to the realization that a filthy little pickpocket had stolen from me again. Again. As you can see, I dress quite sharply. This is not the first time I've been targeted by the wretched bunch that haunt the alleys. Now, how about you return my quality coat to me? Now, hurry and give this gentleman back his coat. If you try to waste his time, I won't hesitate to call the police. Hold on just a bloomin' cotton minute. Why do you think I'm the liar? That ponce of a gentleman is way more suspicious than I am. I have to say, that is a bit of a stretch. Proof. Yeah. Evidence. Do you have any proof that I nicked it? I bet you bloody well don't. Proof? Why, of course I have proof. You what? Well, she asked for it. Proof. What is this proof? Proof that the pledge that Gina withdrew belongs to this gentleman. Oh, in that case... okay. All we would have to do is look at the shop's ledger. The ledger should have the names of everyone oh my god, and their deposited pledges. Oh really? I'm afraid that won't quite work. What? Our shop operates in such a way that our customers are not required to give their names. But why? Well, you know, I'm sure everyone has their reasons for pledging their items. There are a surprising number of people who would rather remain anonymous. Okay, I understand that, but in that case... how can you discern who actually pledged an item? Simple, really. Sir, may I ask for the password for that pledge? Of course you may. Professor. Yes, that is indeed the password. This should suffice as proof, no? This man is the real owner of the pledge. So you use a password, huh? Password. Hatch, could you tell us more about this password? As I mentioned earlier, when a customer pledges something, I do not ask for their name. After all, there are many circumstances in which they may wish to keep a secret. Pretty sure Hatch just glanced at Mr. Holmes there. Oh, I didn't even realise where he was. There is no way a great detective would have any dark secrets. And so, when someone makes a pledge, we decide on a password. In saying that, it's very much like the code to a safe. We confirm the date and the pledge, and then choose a password. I then give the customer a pledge ticket. When someone withdraws a pledge, they must supply both the ticket and the password. So if you've got the correct password, you can withdraw it. Exactly. Of course, I also take the fee. And as you've just seen, I gave him the correct password. The date was 2 months ago, on the 15th of February. The pledge, a high-class coat. And finally, the password is Professor. Indeed. You've given me all of the necessary information. But no way. I believe you'll agree that there is no room for doubt. Okay, so can I talk to the other guy? Oh, I can. What's he got to say? Who are you? Excuse me, who are you? Excuse my rudeness, but what about yourself? You don't appear to be from Britain, at least not by appearance. That is correct. Right, we're exchange students from the Empire of Japan. I see, the Empire of Japan. I have certainly heard of it. What the fuck? That is the nation where people eat the very strong brown soup filled with spices, correct? I think you have the wrong country in mind. He moves like he's trying to look posh. Yep. Never mind which country it is. If you call yourself a gentleman, then it's only proper to offer your own name before demanding to know someone else's. Oh, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense attorney studying British law. And I'm Sasato Mikatoba. I'm currently Naruhodo's legal assistant. I see. So that's it. I am... well, you can call me Egg Benedict. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Despite its graceful movements, that is the most suspicious name I've ever heard. No, I believe we are done here. Yeah, Eggs Benedict most certainly is. What the f... I would ask that you return my coat to me now. All that poncy dancing is seriously starting to get me a little shirty. Oh my. Well. Now then. Thank you so much for your patronage, Mr. Egg Benedict. I really don't understand this guy's movements. Your interest rates certainly are reasonable. This won't be the last time you see me. This is why I hate grown-ups. I'm a pickpocket, so of course I'm a liar, right? No sir, may I have the music box disc? Of course, Mr. Benedict. Here you are. Is that all? Excuse me? I'm fairly sure that I pledged more. What else could there be? Well, sir, I'm afraid that black coat was the only thing that was pledged in the first place. It just so happened that the disc was in one of the pockets. You underhanded little thief. You hide yet more of my possessions. What are you on about? I don't have nothing of yours. Very well. I will leave it at that for now. Or for now then. Good day. No, hold on a sec. That pledge. That's mine. Ooh. What are you doing, you stupid girl? Look, you've made me bleed. There's blood on the disc. The disc is covered in tiny metal protrusions. Oh, I see. They must be sharp enough that he cut his finger on one. Oof. This is me praise. I mean, this is me dad's disc, alright? There's no bloody way I'm handing it off to you. Or you. Take it. What? Me? Oh dear. They take it away. They take it away from me, but if you keep hold of it for a while. Gina. Why is she so fixated on this disc? Music box disc. Used to operate a music box, it plays music by reading carvings on a small metal disc. I don't quite know what music it plays. No, you dark Japanese boy. I would certainly appreciate it if you were to hand over that disc. No, don't. Every adult is a liar. Uh-oh, this isn't good. How on earth am I supposed to resolve this? Holmes! Holmes! Hand, give me a hand, please, Holmes. Mr. Holmes? You seem to be having an awful lot of fun playing with that machine. And gnawing at that bar of caramel. Hmm? Finally! You finally found me, Master Naruhodo. Huh? When that pickpocket girl told me to leave her alone, I fled into the corner. And the outcast Sherlock Holmes was forced to watch while everyone else had fun. The fact that I could not do nothing but watch made me all the more ashamed. To conceal my embarrassment, I pretended to have the time of my life with this dull machine. With my one true friend, this bar of caramel. Oh my god, it's got its name on it. S. Holmes Caramel. But you couldn't bear to see me like that, could you? I was so alone. So very alone and afraid, Master Naruhodo. Okay, stop. I came to ask you to help us out in this argument. We're in a real pickle right now. Well, I did hear the gist of your conversation, or rather... Shall I say that I stood silently and strained my ears to devour every single word. I didn't realise you were so lonely. Oh, Mr. Holmes, my heart breaks for you. It seems... the time has come. What? Mr. Holmes, you couldn't possibly mean... You've completely worked out the situation? Miss Susato, look at me, a genius of deduction. I often stop and ask myself... were I to pawn myself off, how much would I be worth? Looks like Mr. Holmes has something in mind. Though I have no idea if he'll be able to break through this stalemate. Is it time to unleash Sherlock Holmes's great deductions? Of course! Come one, come all! Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Well, hello there, Miss Gina. I see you're in quite the pickle. Oi, how late are you? What in the hell have you been doing all this time? Oh? When a lady's in trouble, you gotta help her out on the double. What a lovely lady. Pardon me, but you are... Mr. Egg Benedict. You truly are one of those gentlemen, much like a department store full of curious features. In any case, I am prepared to present two unshakable conclusions about you. What on earth are you talking about? The first conclusion. You have another reason for coming to the shop, and you dare not tell us why. Ooh! What about the second? And the second conclusion? You are planning a great crime that involves a considerable deal of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, how many pounds would you say my reasoning is worth? Ooh, that's a different pose. What? He's gone totally pale. Oh-doo-doo. He's done it again. Sherlock Holmes knows it all. How dare you? What manner of man are you? Yes, yes, perfect. That's just the reaction I wanted from you, Egg Benedict. Alright, let's do it. Now everyone, shall we begin? Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Yes! Deductions start, the game is afoot. So conclusion 1. His goal. I'm just waiting for the clicks of the fingers. Let's begin with a simple question. Why did you show up here in the first place? Earlier, you claimed that you were after the pickpocket who stole your pledge ticket. But that was a lie, wasn't it? You have some other reason. Ooh. Indeed, the true reason you came here is right there in your hand. The alluring scent that brought you to the shop came from this job posting. Incorrect. What you hold in your hand is undoubtedly a hiring flyer from this shop. But upon closer examination, you don't seem to be in dire need of cash. Thus, I am led to believe that you had some special motive for coming here. I noticed that you just reflexively lifted your cane. I also noticed its major contradiction. On my cane? What balderdash? The contradiction, of course, I have no idea what that word is, concerns your cane's ferrule. There should have originally been a metal ferrule on the tip here. However, it is nowhere to be seen. The cane's wooden tip lies bare before the world. As such, there can only be one conclusion. Though it may appear to be a cane at first glance, the rod in your hand is actually no cane at all. It's a sword. I heard something rip. Huh, you seem quite shaken there. What's the matter? Your reaction will guide us toward the answer to our next question. That question. What is the true identity of that wooden stick? And your latest reaction all but confirms my theory. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your cane's grip. I'll have you know that this struck me as peculiar from the very first moment I laid eyes on you. Feast your eyes on the shape of this cane's grip. Or perhaps I should call it a handle. Indeed, this cane is decidedly not a cane. Instead, it is clearly... oh. A spade. Or shovel. A shovel that has had its head broken clean off. What? What? Here's the conclusion. Your true motive was to find employment at the shop, for the sole purpose of digging up the floor. My word, what a dreadful crime you've concocted. What the what was that deduction? That was terrible! To dig a tunnel. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. But that's not all, Mr. Benedict. We've only just begun. I'm afraid I must expose your grand crime here and now. Don't be absurd. You say you intended to dig up the shop's floor with a broken shovel of all things. Then tell me, what exactly would I hope to find beneath this dilapidated shop? Ignoring the practically non-existent possibility of untold riches being hidden here. Exactly what would I stand to gain from doing such a thing? Nothing, I say. Sorry to break it to you, but there is indeed a reason to dig up the floor in the shop. You know it yourself, after all, don't you, Egg Benedict? The clarity with which your line of sight declares the truth surprises even me. What? So, why would you sneak into this shop and dig up the floor? The reason for that is clearly revealed by that circular that you just glanced at. I think he was looking at the gun. Circulars like these notify the citizens of London of important announcements. Notice, drainage pipe construction in progress. And according to the map of this notice, the drainage pipes in question are connected to the bank across the street. Drainage pipes? If you dug through the floor, the pipes would lead you straight to the bank. Beneath the bank across from us is a large underground vault. Really? Thus, your aim was to use the underground tunnel and carry out a bank heist extravaganza. Extravaganza? And at last we arrive at the heart of the matter. What sort of prize awaits you in the bank's underground vault? What? As it happens, a little birdie at Scotland Yard gave me an inkling of this prize's identity. Of course, you know the secret as well, isn't that right? What are you going on about? I don't know anything. I believe we're about to touch upon some rather intriguing proof that says otherwise. What you are truly aiming for is scrawled right here on this postcard. That postcard shows the World's Fair. As we near the grand opening, the final preparations are in full swing. Hey Tiara, how's it going? And I agree. They were a bit too cute. What did he always say? Was it roll on my love and then pat my sweet? Was always the thing that would end their dialogue. The government issued a supplementary grant to expedite completion of the Crystal Tower. And that very grant is being protected within the bank's underground vault. Really? Thus, your extravagant evil master plan can only be Eureka! Oh, he solved it. Your plan is to steal the fair's supplementary grant from within that vault. By the way, this is a guarded secret, even among the police. Keep this between us. His crime, stealing special funds. And there you have it. The great deductions of Sherlock Holmes have been revealed. Would I call them great deductions? Debatable. Here we go again. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes? Hey, what did you think of that one? That logic was so hot you'd hardly believe this detective is single and lonely. Jesus. Was that part about the bank vault across the street really true? Indeed. It's a secret among the British government that only the top of the top know. Inspector Gregson told me about it. He made me promise not to him not to tell anybody. Except you just shouted it out for the whole world to hear. Right. Hang on a second. Why would Mr. Benedict even know about such a top-of-the-top level secret? Nah, obviously. That's because he is a villain. But what if Mr. Benedict was actually a clueless villain? Surely he'd rush to buy a new shovel right away after hearing a secret like that. No, far from that. Even someone like Hatch, who seems like a nice guy, might start digging up the floor at night. No, I'm no villain, I tell you. Well, now you all see the lesson in this, right? Information must be handled as if it were the greatest prize of all. Oh. His animations were ridiculous. Like, at first it was just him trying to keep his hat on his head. But then when you bring them back into the trial, he's like really pissed, and it's like he's riding a horse. I was really confused. Once someone leaks top secret information, there's no taking it back. I'll keep that in mind next time I come to you for advice, Mr. Holmes. As you should. Well, Naruhodo, is it time for the same old song and dance? Of course. Let's review those grand deductions. Great deductions. Don't know why I said grand. Now, let's start over again. Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Woohoo! Oh, my favourite part. Pew. Review start. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Objection. Alright, so conclusion 1, right here. To dig a tunnel. Let's begin with a simple question. Why did you show up here in the first place? Earlier you claimed that you were after the pickpocket who stole your pledge ticket. But that was a lie, wasn't it? You have some other reason. Indeed, the true reason you came here is right there in your hand. The alluring scent that brought you to the shop came from this job posting. According to Mr. Holmes, Egg Benedict's plan was to become an employee here and dig a tunnel under the shop. Yeah, supposedly his aim is the funds within the underground bank vault. Though I'm not sure how successful he would be if he tried to use a broken shovel. Which means he was most likely aiming for something else, right? Why did he show up now of all times? Well, as is usually the case, what's on the other side of that paper? Aha! What the fuck? Oh! Well, I'm guessing that's like a sketch of Gina? Scribble. Oh? There's something scribbled on the back of this flyer. What the heck? What does it say? It says, name, Gina Lestrade, height, 5 feet 2 inches. Distinctive old green hat and waistcoat, wears an old blue bag and old white shirt. These are all of Gina's identifying features. What on earth? There's even a sketch of her right next to it. I bet she'd give us a smoke grenade to the face if we showed this to her. There's something about the shop written here as well. Hatch's Pawnbrokers, Baker Street. Last day of redemption period, 15 April. Wait a minute. The 15th of April. That's today. Why does Mr. Benedict have this? Okay, it's turned from a scribble to a sketch of Gina. Yeah, present. Whoop. Woo, yeah. The alluring scent that brought you to the shop came from this sketch of Gina. Just so. I noticed some strange scribbles and a sketch of a person on the back of this flyer. It looks like you've got some juicy information about this shop and the little pickpocket lass. Just a moment ago, you claimed that you chased Gina to the shop after she stole your pledge ticket. But I'm pleased to see that your claim was nothing but lies. Instead, you came to the shop because of that memo. Today is the deadline, so you were keeping a close eye on Hatch's Pawnbrokers. Then you lay in wait until Gina took the stage. You would stop at nothing to chase this poor girl. You resorted even to lies. Thus I am led to believe that you had some special motive for coming here. I noticed that you just reflexively lifted your cane. I also noticed its major contradiction. On my cane? What balderdash? The contradiction, of course, concerns your cane's ferrule. Yeah, we know that's not right. What's a ferrule again? Western canes often have a metal cover at the tip. Ooh, so the metal part is what hits the pavement while you walk. Yet this cane doesn't seem to have one. It seems to me like it just broke off somewhere while he was walking. If that was the case, then he wouldn't have been so shocked when Mr. Holmes said so. So that means he really is hiding some sort of secret about this cane. It's not his. Oh, wait a minute, it wouldn't be his. If his name is Rayleigh Eggs Benedict, or Egg Benedict, then it would be EB, not RC. Actually, no, it's definitely not an... Hey, it looks like it could be a B, but that's definitely not an E. I'll have a look at the cane's initials. Examine! I'm just looking at his face. Susato, look at this. There are English letters here. Those must be initials. I hear that many Westerners engrave their initials on their possessions. I guess Sherlock Holmes would be SH then. That's right. So that means that the letters carved here should be... O? This says RC. I'm getting a strange feeling about this. Either that or his name is not Egg Benedict, which I would not be surprised about. Cane's initials. Whoosh. He's not hiding it very well. You would think he'd put his hand over it if he was to hide it. The contradiction, of course, concerns your Cane's initials. That is exactly the issue. Isn't that right, Mr. Egg Benedict? The initials of Egg Benedict would naturally be EB. However, the initials on this cane are RC. I don't believe there could be a contradiction more obvious than that, don't you agree? Oh no. You see, this cane is... It's your own cane. You said as much earlier. What? I'm sure you just found it lying around, right? It's too late for excuses. Which means you're strutting around like a gentleman when you can't even bear to reveal your real name. I heard something rip again. Huh, you seem quite shaken there. What's the matter? Your reaction will guide us toward the answer to our next question. That question: what is the true identity of that wooden stick? And your latest reaction all but confirms my theory. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your cane's grip. The pledge that Gina withdrew was this fancy coat. And now we have a man so mysterious that we don't even know his name. And he claims that the coat was his to begin with. Since he only came here based on a memo and a sketch of a girl, his claims must be lies. And if that's the case, the only thing left for us to do is prove conclusively that this coat isn't his. Oh, I see. Oh no, it's broken. It ripped. Coat seams. So that I'm guessing that jacket's too big for him. Look, the seams on the shoulder of this coat have torn. Oh, you're right. When Mr. Benedict reacted to that deduction, I thought I heard him let out a tiny little scream. But maybe that was actually the sound of the fabric tearing. On closer inspection, it does look pretty tight on him. The arms are full to bursting, and the buttons look like they're ready to fall off. If he tried to run, the poor thing would probably fall to pieces. So it probably is, Gina's coat. Ooh, now that's a sight I'd like to see. What? How do you think we could get him to start running around? She's thinking really hard about this one. Okay. Okay, so the, yeah, there we go. The coat seams. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your coat's seams. That coat clearly does not fit your form. The seam appears to have torn because you forced the coat on. You know, I found it rather suspicious from the outset. You lay in wait for a pickpocket girl. You use a fake name. You aren't even the pledger. Your true objective, veiled with sheets of lies, can only be to steal the pledge from this young lass. No! Where is Gina? However, I do find one thing unfortunate. Your grand crime has turned into little more than a misdemeanor. Okay, there we go. Conclusion. To seize a pledge. Alright, his crime, stealing special funds. But that's not all, Mr. Benedict. We've only just begun. I'm afraid I must expose your grand crime here and now. Don't be absurd. You say I intended to steal some worthless pledge of all things. But I used the password. I redeemed that pledge using the right methods. If I wasn't the one who pledged these items, then how would I know the password? That's right, I wouldn't. Sorry to break it to you, but there is indeed a way for you to have known the password. God, this dialogue's completely different. That's quite cool. You know it yourself, after all, don't you, Egg Benedict? The clarity with which your line of sight declares the truth surprises even me. What? So, how could you come to know the password to retrieve this pledge? The method you used is clearly revealed by the circular that you just glanced to. He's attacking from an entirely different angle now. I don't think we'll be going back to that stuff about tunnels again. It's a shame. I kinda like that line of reasoning. Putting that aside, it is true that this mysterious man knew the password. Professor, right? Anyone who doesn't know the password wouldn't be able to redeem the pledge. Now let's turn our thinking around. Provided one knew the password, anyone could redeem the items. Did this mysterious gentleman have any way of learning the password? Maybe? We have the circular... Oh, it's a... No. Looks like a cat picture. Who's this? A memorandum. Susato, look at this. It looks to be a memorandum written by Hatch. This says... Professor. Oh! So that's how we knew the password. So I guess he just left the password up here for all the world to see. In very big, very easy to read letters. I'm having trouble not looking at it. Well, there we go. So the memorandum. The method you used is clearly revealed by the memorandum that you just glanced at. The method you used is clearly revealed by the memorandum that you just glanced at. When an item is redeemed at the shop, Old Hatch always does the same thing. The customer says the password, and Hatch writes it down as a memorandum. He then compares the password with his register to ensure its validity. One would call that a reliable method for a shopkeeper of such an establishment. However, it's also a very reliable method to let everyone steal sensitive information. What do you mean? What he means is that you were at this shop well before you revealed yourself to us. You likely followed Gina into the shop when you saw her enter. As usual, Hatch wrote the password as a memorandum after she said it. You stole a glance and learned that the password was Professor. And thus you carried out this pawn shop pilfering extravaganza. Extravaganza? And at last we arrive at the heart of the matter. Why would you go so far for these pledges? What? I wouldn't think an ill-fitting coat and a tiny music box disc would hold much value. There must be some secret behind your pursuit of these two items. What are you going on about? I don't know anything. I believe we're about to touch upon some rather intriguing proof that says otherwise. What you're truly aiming for is scrawled right here on this postcard. The withdrawn pledges were a coat and a disc that was found in the pocket. According to Hatch, they're hardly even worth a penny each. Despite their worthlessness, he was determined to steal these from Gina. Why would that be? Perhaps we have a piece of evidence that can show us the reason why. Evidence? Alright, I'll take a look in the court record. Can I do that? Oh, alright, okay. Music box. It's the only thing we have. Unless it's my, my armband. We have the blood. Oh. Oh shit, the plot thickens. Oh my god, that does look sharp. Yeah. To Magundal. So this isn't music, this is a message. There's a small scrap of paper stuck here. It looks like it was written in a hurry. Is it someone's name? It most certainly is. To Magundal. Magundal? You mean... Yes, it must be. That's a name I'll remember for the rest of my life. Why is that man's name here, of all places? Oh, okay. I have a feeling it isn't music. Don't know for sure, but... It seems I could probably put anything on a music disc. Why would it be to Magundal if it wasn't a message? There's a note stuck to the back that says to Magundal. So I can now present that. What you're truly aiming for is scrawled right here on this music disc. Or music box disc. There we go. What's this? To McGundle, it says. Oh, pardon me. Ah. Cosney McGundle. I remember his trial 2 months ago. He died a mysterious death in the Crown Court. A London gentleman whose true nature was that of a vicious... Is it vicious or... Yeah, vicious moneylender wrapped in sin. Were you his friend? Or perhaps his henchman? McGundle is sexy. Mr. McGundle was definitely a short man. That tiny coat would fit him perfectly. Oh, it's his coat. I never even thought about that. Though we may not know your real name, Mr. Egg Benedict, I believe we have arrived at the final truth. Your goal was to collect the items that Cosney McGundle left behind. Damn you! God, he's like an anime villain. Oscar Fairplay. Can't remember who that guy was. Wait a minute, wasn't he the guy that was... He was on the jury, I think, for Case 4. It certainly looked like him. He had the cane, the top hat, and the weird beard. Mustache. Cosney McGundle. My. Is it a surprise that his name would come up in this little pawn shop? What do you got to say for yourself? Excuse me. There's something about all this. What is it, Miss Susato? He was the juror. I thought as much, but it didn't... It was so weird, because I'm like, it looks like him. But then when I went on the profiles, it doesn't give you the names of the people on the jury, which sucks. I would have liked confirmation. According to Hatch, today is the last day... Today is the last day before Mr. McGundle's coat is to be deemed unclaimed, correct? Yes, that's right. Today marks exactly 2 months since it was first left here. Today's the 15th of April, 2 months ago would mean... Oh. When he died. Who took his coat? The 15th of February. Yes, according to my account book, that was the day. I wrote that the coat was pledged at about 10:30 PM on that night. Definitely after he died. Who took his coat? Then... That's right, the 15th of February. That was the day of the omnibus murder case. Not only that, but 10:30 PM. That's a perfect match with the time at which Mortar was killed. Oh! I don't suppose we can call this mere coincidence, friends. Oh, I see. It wasn't after we did the trial, it was the murder. Or the night of the murder. You are all free to enjoy your whimsical deductions, however... I have somewhere to be. Oh! Okay. If I don't walk out with my coat and music box disc, then someone else won't walk out at all. Is black really the colour you want to be wearing when you're brought to a British morgue? What should I do here? Hand over disc or reviews? Fuck you, buddy. Gina, a grenade, please. There are certain things that a man has to protect under any circumstances. This may be what I have to protect. But it may also be not. Or may also not be. Who the fuck was that? Oh, it was... Oh, the way he sounded. What the... Hatch. If something were to happen to a customer in my shop... Oh my god, really? There would be nothing left for me but to take my own life as atonement. Hatch, point the gun at him. That's enough. Wait, who is this? Hey! Why refuse? Why wouldn't you refuse? We have something that might be incredibly important. Also, I'm pretty sure what you choose doesn't change anything. Inspector Gregson. Inspector? We received an emergency signal reporting an ongoing incident inside this pawn shop. We ran over as fast as we could. What's going on in here? Well, as you can see, Gregson. He's got a gun pointed at me. Oh, thank God, you're finally here. A few short moments later and my blood would be all over this poor shop. This guy really wants to blow his own brains out. My God. It seems appropriate for me to admit defeat here. Yeah! Honestly, you called us over here for nothing? This isn't nothing at all. Hatch was about to get shot in the head. By himself. It looked more to me like he was the one threatening to shoot. We're currently pursuing a case that may very well blow the British Empire wide open. What? What kind of case? Tell me about it. Tell me all about it, Inspector Gregson. Forget I said anything. Yeah, it's nothing to do with you lot. Now you're coming down to the yard. Very well. What the fuck? He's getting away! Chase after him! Get the constables on this! Yes, sir. What the hell happened? It was like a spinning top. Recently, there have been a string of robberies at pawn shops in this area. We set up emergency call buttons under each shop's desk. Press the button, we come. Ah, I see. I really was frightened. And as for you, boy in black clothes. Sir. Scotland Yard will be taking Cosney McGundle's possessions. Hand it over. Oh. Okay. Don't you hand it, Nara... Nara Odor. That's mine. Sorry, little girl. We have to take all of McGundle's belongings as evidence. Evidence? Why? You know the rules, Master Naruhodo. Once he says the E word, it's all his. Go on, Inspector. After Inspector Gregson took McGundle's disc, we were forced out of the shop. To be continued. Alright. That was nearly 2 hours. Not bad. Right, what else have we got? Does this store to rent? Oh, there's the pawnbrokers. Back out on Baker Street. Oh, she got the coat. I keep telling you, adults are nothing but a bunch of toffs. All they do is tell lies. They just half-inch whatever the hell they want and all. That's an interesting claim. Mind explaining that coat? Huh? Did you come to own it through honest means? Did McGundle give her it? Wait. Yeah, I put all me 8 into scowling real hard at that inspector guy. Then after he'd rummaged through all the pockets, he was all, you can have it. Huh. See? All you have to do is glare. That attitude's going to get you into trouble sooner than later. She don't care. Any road, I actually really wanted that pretty little disc. The music box disc. Didn't Hatch say it was worthless? Huh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back in there and shoot some daggers for a bit. Whoa, hold on there. I don't think you'll be getting back into Hatch's shop today. What? Why? Think about it for a second. They're going to investigate the shop and question Hatch about the incident. Seriously? I'm the one that withdrew those pledges in the first place. And didn't that stupid plonker say something about there being one more pledge? Oh, yeah, he did say something like that. Ain't that mine too? Even if I don't really know what it is? Oh, that's a stretch. Whatever the case, it seems like your earnings for the day have run out. Yeah, and it's all because of you, Holmes. Which is why I was thinking. Why not come to our place tonight? Huh? We'll make up for it by treating you to Iris's dinner and my violin. No bloomin' way. What? Why would I want to go to your daft gaff? You're such a bloomin' nonce, Holmes. And there she goes. Ouch. Didn't quite expect that to end with her calling me an idiot. I can't say for sure, but I bet she'll come around. She's coming over for dinner tonight. Oh-ho! She actually thought about it for a second. I do think there's a chance she might show up. Alright then. I'll have a word with Iris and see if she can make a plate for Gina. Oh, also, the both of you should drop on by too. Why? I think I may have something rather interesting to show you. Something interesting? What could it be? If I tell you, it'll spoil the surprise. Now if you'll excuse me. Alright, let's move! So we're going to... not hatches. Went the wrong way. Oh, did that actually update? A pawn shop on Baker Street. Okay, there's a lot of rare stuff. Unfortunately, we have to stay away for now. Holmes told us to swing by. Let's do just that. Boom, boop, boop, boom, boop, boop. Holmes's room. Wait, what? Oh, Ryu, Susie, hello. Hello, Iris. She's so tiny. Thank you again for treating us to your delicious breakfast, Iris. You're welcome. No, is it that time already? Are you busy with something? Mm-hmm. I'm busy preparing a feast for tonight. Oh wow, you're really putting your all into this. Of course I am. After all, tonight, we're going to have a very special guest. So, who do you think it is? I bet you'll never guess. Huh? Iris is looking at us with such excitement. This kind of question is awfully difficult to answer, when you already know, isn't it? Believe it or not, it's Gene Bean! How amazing is that? Wow, that's astounding! Iris looks so happy. I was thinking of getting her to teach me some pro pickpocket tricks. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be great fun. I'm not so sure about that, Naruto. By the way, Iris, what's with Mr. Holmes? Don't worry about him. He's been like that ever since he came home. Hey, Mr. Holmes. Don't talk to me. Huh? I haven't the foggiest who you are, but I must strongly urge you to go home. As you can see, I'm currently not here. I'm currently not here. I don't know what to say. I'm really sorry about this. When he gets like that, nothing can get through to him. Oh, I see. Honestly, Holmesy's such a baby sometimes. These two really do share a parent-child relationship. They are. Their roles seem to be reversed. Speaking of parent and child, though, where are Iris's parents? Why the long face for you? Is something bringing you down? Oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, I know. I just love the fact she has the same, like, animations as Holmes. I bet you were thinking, why is this girl even living with Mr. Holmes? Right? Huh? How did you know? Huh, you're so obvious, Ryu. Wow, this tiny little girl is a major force to be reckoned with. I'm a little girl without a care in the world, so don't hold back. Ask me whatever you like. I mean, she's like 10. Just a bit crazy. Gina. Speaking of Gina, during the incident 2 months ago with Mr. McGundle, didn't she... Yeah, she stole my smoke launcher prototype. I brought her here that day, and we had some food together. So I think I can consider Jean being a friend now. Hi, is that what happened? Yep. Whenever we bump into each other in the city, Gina always runs away as fast as she can. I see. Then I chase after her and corner her in one of the alleyways. I don't think I like the sound of this. And then I give her some new colour varieties of the smoke bombs. What? I decided to make all the pretty colours in the world into smoke bombs. So at the end of the day, you gave the smoke launcher to Gina. Yep, that's exactly right. After she stole it. Every time I shoot Holmesy, he reacts the exact same way. I was getting a little bored of it. Poor Mr. Holmes. But you know, it's been a while since I had that meal with Jean Bean. I'm excited to see her again. I really hope Gina comes. Iris and Holmes. You're curious about why I live with Holmesy, aren't you? Well, a bit. I did sort of wonder what your parents were. You see, my mummy and daddy aren't around anymore. Oh. Oh dear. I heard that mummy died after giving birth to me. Oh dear. Daddy left around the same time. Because of a certain case he was working on with Holmesy. He had to go far away. What? Hold on a second, Iris. He was working on a case with Mr. Holmes? What do you mean by that? My daddy was always pursuing strange cases with Holmesy. Seriously? And he left a record of those cases inside that metal trunk there. A record of the cases. Oh. Then does that mean Mr. Holmes... he really had a partner that he investigated cases alongside? Mm-hmm. Doesn't it sound lovely? I wish I had a partner. And that partner was your father? Yep. Holmesy told me that I absolutely could not open that chest. But the more he told me no, the more I wanted to open it. So I did. And the records that your father had written were inside, correct? Yep, so I asked Holmesy. Who was the one who wrote this? And he was so surprised. And then he told me, the one who wrote those records was my daddy. Iris's father was Mr. Holmes's partner. Wow. Iris's father. I've been living with Holmesy since I was really little. So as you'd expect, it gave me a bit of a shock. You know, when I learned that Holmesy wasn't my real daddy. I'm not surprised. I wonder why Mr. Holmes decided to tell you. According to Holmesy, he couldn't hide it from me. What? Well, I've been living with Holmesy for ages now, right? So I've kind of grown up able to perceive all sorts of things in the world. Especially lies. It's kind of like I can tell when someone's about to lie before they even speak. I see. I realised how interesting my daddy's records were the more I read them. So I decided to turn them into a story. And that's The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I thought you'd gotten the details of the cases from Mr. Holmes himself. Oh, heavens no. Holmes is useless in that department. He immediately forgets every case he solves. Really? It was really bad the other day. He actually forgot that he'd solved a case. So he gathered those involved the very next day and just solved the case all over again. Everyone was really shocked. I can't even imagine their shock. So what was your father's name? That would be Dr. John H. Watson. Daddy had written that he was a medical doctor in his records. So he studied hard to become a doctor too. Iris's father went somewhere far away. He was the medical doctor John H. Watson. Hmm? Oh no! I've just realised who it is! Court is now in session for the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. First, what is the name of the victim of this murder? Answer promptly and clearly. The victim is... Oh, he is... Damn it! No! The victim is Dr. John H. Watson. That's why Susato looked so down. John H. Watson, lecturer of medicine at Imperial Yume University. Just before I departed Japan for London, he lost his life. At the hands of Giselle Brett. Susato. I know. It's probably a good idea to end this conversation here. I have no objections to that. God, I didn't even piece that together. Jesus. Well, if it isn't you two. Mr. Holmes. If you were here, you should have said something. Right. Oh, whatever. I forgive you. Are you two getting along well? Mr. Holmes, we were together earlier today. Oh, well, we were? By the way, Mr. Holmes, is your violin okay now? Hmm? My violin? What in the world are you going on about? Well, it doesn't matter. Of more importance. Lady and gentlemen, how does this catch your interest? Oh, that's a disc for a music box, isn't it? This isn't just any disc. Oh, it's the one that Gregson took earlier, Mr. McGundle's disc. What? Why do you have that? Same, Mr. Naruhodo. Sometimes I think to myself, why do I live the impoverished life of a great detective? I would be far better suited to the life of a great thief. Ooh, then I'll be your cute little assistant, the great pickpocket. Hey, name of the game. And then whenever we get caught, Ryu comes in as our great ace attorney. Uh-huh, sure. Susie's handwriting is super pretty. Oh my god. So she can write our calling cards, our great secretary. With pleasure, I'll do my best. I don't think now is the time to ask about this. Alright, Holmes, why do you have that disc? The disc. About that disc, how on earth did you get it? I thought Inspector Gregson confiscated it. He did. But it's for times like these that I carry this. Hmm? Is that a bar of caramel? As I recall, you eat these when you feel lonely. Master Naruhodo, think back to when you handed the disc over to the inspector. So Scotland Yard will be taking Cosney McGundle's possessions. Hand it over. Oh, okay. You know the rules, Master Naruhodo. Once he says the E word, it's all his. Go on, Inspector. What did you do? For a mere moment, I held the disc in my own hands. No, I remember that. What about it? It was at that point that I used this marvellous caramel bar. I squeezed the disc onto the caramel. Just like this. Oh! So it's like a replica. Duplicate. Whoa. The protrusions on the disc have been reproduced on the caramel. This caramel is special, you see. It's actually one of my inventions. Deliciously soft, yet unlikely to melt. Truly a beautiful combination. So that's how it works. It's incredibly useful to have two of these around. Take a key, squeeze it between them, and you've got a mold. You can break into people's houses all you want. What's more, it's a delicious pick-me-up. I'm starting to question the morality of this invention. I used that reproduction to make this. I was curious about what kind of music was embedded on it, you see. Are we gonna find out it's a message? So, about the disc. Have you found out what music it holds? Unfortunately, I have no idea. Really? Tell me, Master Naruhodo. Do you know how a music box works? No, I can't say I do. You really don't know, Ryu? No. There's a little metallic piece called a comb. It makes the sound come from the music box. When small metallic pins pluck the teeth of the comb in a certain way, you can make music. Originally, music boxes used cylinders to store the music on. But before long, a music box was invented that used discs rather than cylinders. Once the disc model was created, the music box spread far and wide. What made the disc model so popular? Discs are easier to produce and cheaper to buy. Most cylinder models can't change tunes either. And now merchants all over Europe are selling music boxes. Even without performers around, you can listen to music anywhere. Technology is amazing. But thanks to all of these different music boxes, we're actually in a bit of trouble. Why? The comb and mechanisms that let the music box play differ depending on the manufacturer. So, unfortunately, we have no idea what sort of music box we need to play this properly. Oh, wow, that is pretty tough. At the very least, I've tried every box I can get my hands on. Nope, this one's a dud. This one too. There's only one way to solve this. Oh my god, I'm having every single type of European music box sent to this flat. Huh, every single one. I told you they'd agree, Holmesy. You went way overboard. God, don't you want to know too? I'm at my wit's end here. For every single music box in Europe, I think we might be drowning in them soon. I suppose you have a point. Well, if worst comes to worst, I may have to kick you two out of the attic. Please don't. Magundal's trial. Cosny Magundal. I didn't expect to hear that name again. That horrible trial from 2 months ago. Shortly after he was declared innocent, Mr. Magundal met a bitter, mysterious end. Burned to death. We still don't know if his death was the work of the Grim Reaper, or the Grim Reaper's curse. The omnibus went up in flames, and with it, so did the evidence. Then, alongside Magundal's death, all of the crimes he was accused of were lost to the darkness. So the murder he was on trial for, according to the newspapers, they consider it an unresolved case. Of course. The case of Mr. Mortis stabbing. Oh, there they are. Fair play, lady first. Magundal. In the end, we still don't know what happened. The truth couldn't be any more mysterious. Sure, my client was declared innocent. But was that really the right verdict? It seems this mystery has only just begun. Indeed. Well, time to start cooking. Gene Bean might be here soon after all. Right. I'm counting on a good meal tonight, Iris. Oh, would you be willing to let me help you? Of course, Susie. Well, I'm going to go check up on my partner. As I recall, I tossed him over there a while ago. Over here a while ago. If today's taught you anything, it's that you shouldn't leave valuables at the pawnbrokers. I suppose you're right. Ah, that reminds me. I remember Hatch saying that he was holding something for you. If I remember right, it was a manuscript that Iris had written. Oh, really? Yeah, he did say something about that. Mr. Holmes's mysterious new work is hiding within my storeroom. Oh yeah, that's right. Don't you think that's strange? Yes, such a fabulous piece of work shouldn't be gathering dust in a storeroom. Oh. Well, I mean, how many times do I have to tell you guys? The pawnbroker storeroom is even more secure than a shoddy old safe. But that's the same storeroom that turned your Stradivarius into a sad little viola. It's only natural that something like that should happen now and again. That said, it's entirely the fault of the person who pledged it in the first place. It was really difficult to write my version of Baskervilles, you know. Oh, I'm so excited to learn what kind of story the Hound of the Baskervilles is. Did she say something? Oh. Why's Holmes look so pissed? But what's going on? There's suddenly a really thick tension in the room. Susie, what did you just say? Huh? You just said the Hound of the Baskervilles. Susie, why do you know the full title? Well, you see, Susseto is such a big fan of Mr. Holmes' stories, you know, so... The Hound of the Baskervilles hasn't even been announced yet. What? When I showed my manuscript to Holmesy, he said to keep it private for now. Wait, really? And... he said he would leave it in a safe place until the time came when I could release it. And that would be the storeroom in Hatch's shop. But Susie, why do you know the title? Hey Holmesy, why does she know? Oh? What is it, Mr. Holmes? It appears we have a guest. Hey! Gina! We knew it. If I'm interrupting you or something, I can just leave. Okay, so, Pip Pip. Hey, wait, Gina. You weren't interrupting nothing. We were just confused. Everyone's been waiting for you. Right, Iris? Yep, hold on just a sec. I'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come on, Susie. Gladly. Gina, everyone is so happy that you're here. Phew. Come now, don't just stand there looking lost. Make yourself at home. I'll let you listen to my sweet violin solo until your ears bleed. There's such a thing as too much hospitality, you know. Yes! Wagahai! The cutest cat ever. That night, Iris's cooking tasted even better than usual. And Mr. Holmes let us listen to his solo until our ears bled. Gina gave us lessons on pickpocketing, and then we tried stealing things from each other. A short time it was really great. It really was great fun. Huh. Oh no, it's nighttime. Phew, tonight was great fun, wasn't it? Yes, Iris's quail tasted like it was blessed by God himself. I feel like I can still hear Mr. Holmes's violin screeching in my head. I feel like I could even steal the judge's glasses off his face at this point. Naruhodo, may I speak to you about something? Of course. What's the matter? It's about that telegram. Oh. Oh! Is that how she knew? The one Susseto received this morning? That telegram was a summons. What? A summons? To where? To the office of Lord Chief... Oh god. Justice Vortex. Why Lord Vortex? When? Tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow morning. What? Then I'd better start preparing too. Oh, no. You don't need to worry about it, Naruhodo. I was the only one summoned. What? What does he want from you? I wish I knew. Until I go there, I won't know. I don't understand. Why am I so worried? My heart's beating like a drum. Who's that? Good evening! So the summons was not why she knew the title. I was wrong. Oh, Iris, come on in. Oh, and Gina. Oh my, Gina's here too. Yep, Gene Bean's sleeping over in my room tonight. Right, Gene Bean? Yeah. I'll go and brew some tea. Alright. Alright. I have to say though, I certainly learned a lot tonight. Such as... Gene Bean's tricks. Come on, you didn't already forget those sneaky skills. Oh, you mean those pickpocketing tricks? Hard to forget all of those... after all those one-on-one battles. I think I may have grasped the secret of a pro. Or the secrets of a pro. I think you're a little too confident, Iris. So, why are you here? It's awfully late. Oh yeah. I came to return this. Ah, what? Isn't that mine? It is. When on earth did you... You gotta learn to keep up. I think I may have grasped the secrets of a pro, right? Of course, how silly of me. This girl is a genius after all. So, here you go. You can have it back for now. Not that I really understand why you wear it in the first place. Oh, thank you. No problem. Well, good night. Yeah, sweet dreams. So this is your office, huh? So, Gene Bean, what do you think? Would I hire someone who lives in a gaff like this? Not likely. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm no therapist, but... Iris obviously still has something she wants to talk about. Okay. I suppose it's about... that manuscript, right? Yeah, most likely. Oh wow, the song's the same, but it's like... a lot calmer. The manuscript. Iris. Is this possibly about the manuscript? I guess you can't talk about it, huh, Susie? Please forgive me. I may be able to tell you someday. I don't get it. Okay. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that, Susie. Oh no, not at all. Oh, I don't really get it, but like... this manuscript thing, it's a story that Iris made up, ain't it? I didn't come up with it myself, it's more like my daddy passed it on to me. Your daddy? Yep, I still haven't told you, have I? My daddy was Holmesy's partner. You're having a laugh, ain't you? The two of them solved all sorts of strange cases together. Really? She ain't telling fibs, Naruhodo. Seems like it. We were surprised too, though. Daddy didn't leave a single case out of his records. Oh. Out in his records? I can't remember what it said. Out in his records. So I'm writing my stories while looking at what he left. So where's your old man now? Oh. He's in a faraway country for his work. I've been told he can't come home for a while. Oh no. So I can't see him for now. Oh. Huh. Now that I think about it, I know absolutely nothing about Gina's parents. The Hound of the Baskervilles. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Was that another one of the stories your father left behind? Yeah, I thought it sounded like a really interesting case. But it seems this one was a little different from the others. How so? I'm not sure why, but that case seemed special. I wrote it out and showed it to Holmesy, but the second I did, he went completely pale. I'd never seen him like that before. Huh. Iris, I know you've worked so hard to write this, and I'm sorry, but you absolutely cannot publish this. Not right now. What? But why? This is some of my best writing too. I can't tell you. Not yet. Just, please, I beg of you, don't ask for now. Okay, I won't ask. But I swear, one day, Iris, I'll tell you everything. And that's when he pledged the manuscript to Hatch's shop, right? Yeah. Holmesy said he did it because it was an absolutely safe place. What's that all about? He's treating you like a blooming kid. Why can't he stop being such a stuck-up, and just bloody tell you? Mr. Holmes isn't that kind of person. What? If he said he couldn't say, he must have had a good reason for it. I agree. Oh, for Pete's sake. You sure are wide-eyed. Sure are a wide-eyed happy bunch, ain't you? You know what? I know what's up. Wait. I know that bloomin' Din Holmes is telling Iris a lot of porkies. What? Holmesy is lying to me. I don't think he is. I can talk to Gina. Gina's parents. Hey Gina, where are your parents? I ain't got none, stupid. Never had 'em from the beginning. Really? There's loads of kids like me around the alleys of East End, you know? We were just abandoned, left alone in the world. So you know, we all banded together, and now everyone lives with each other. The older ones look after the youngest. We protect them. That's just how it goes. Is that why you steal from people? I love being a pickpocket, you know? Stealing the wallets of all those gormless adults is just so satisfying. With that money everyone at home gets to eat, it's just one good thing after another. Gina. To be frank, I do sometimes wonder. Would I really be happier after all, if me folks were still around? But listening to Iris's story, I know now. Having parents is a handful in its own way. Oh. If you know that you ain't ever had parents from the beginning, you never think about meeting them. Maybe that's true. You know, I really want to see my daddy. Oh god, don't. Iris. Oh, he's dead. Gina, what did you mean Mr. Holmes is lying? That manuscript thing, he's saying that he left it at the pawnbroker's. But it's obvious that he's just slapping you with one big fat lie. What? Why do you think so? Well, I mean, say the manuscript really is in Hatch's storeroom. Why would someone from a country all the way across the sea know about it? Yeah, I mean you. Oh. See, that Holmes of yours, he took that dodgy manuscript and flogged it off. And he's trying to keep that all on the hush from you, Iris. But I don't think Holmesy would do something like that. Huh. Adults can tell the most awful lies with the straightest faces, and it doesn't hurt them a bit. You just don't know how the world works yet. There's no manuscript at that shop. Go ahead and look. You'll know straight away. I don't trust that Din Holmes. I'll never trust any adult. To tell you the truth, there was a time when I doubted Holmesy just a little. What? Oh, but I didn't think he'd sold off my manuscript or anything. I thought that maybe he'd hidden it somewhere that I couldn't find it. It was terrible of me to think that. Iris... Oh, is it that time already? Let's head back downstairs, Gene Bean. Okay. Oh, before I go, please don't tell Holmesy what we talked about here. Yeah, I know. Good night, you two. You should let me take care of breakfast tomorrow morning. Oh, of course. Can't wait. Well, sweet dreams. Huh. Iris. She may seem mature sometimes, but at the end of the day, she's still just a child. Shall we call it a night too? Dr. John H. Watson. That's her father's name. That's also the name of the professor from Yuma University who was poisoned back in Japan. Clearly, there must be some kind of connection. Actually, I was waiting to see if it would pop up with a to be continued, but I don't think it will. I do, however, think this is a good place to end it. It's no big deal, we don't know what's happening. There's just someone saying Naruhodo, which I'll get to in next session. Interesting though. There's still probably a bunch of investigation to go. As I said, this is a very lengthy... Hey, there's Holmes. Where's he on the thing? Yeah, it's a very lengthy trial, because it's the final one. So, yeah. That's going to be the end of this session. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by, it's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.